if we get out of the right and wrong of anything, and we're all learning, yeah? So it's just an energy we're meeting, yeah? If we learn to slow it down and allow it, there's more grace. Doesn't matter if it's livid and angry, if we learn to slow it down and allow it, we can say, I am really angry here. And then it's like, wow, the space that comes from that. If we allow it to really come in and activate us, we're just, out there, outside of ourselves, in blame and anger, and you made me feel this, or, that glass looked at me the wrong way, like we're out there, yeah? Once we slow it down and come in, yeah, we become gentle with the energies. There's no right or wrong, yeah? If we stay in our spirit and presence and awareness, we're out of that duality, right, wrong, yes, no. It doesn't mean that we don't have a no, and it doesn't mean we don't have a yes. We're not run by a no, by patterning, and we're not run by a yes either. Yeah? We don't throw the baby and the bath out the window. Yeah? We include it all. Once we learn to come right back in. The first point of call for any experience is in. Yet we've been conditioned to come to our mind that's fueled by our emotions. But that's still outside of ourselves. We've got a ground of being that is always here. And if we allow, and we will be triggered to come out, just take the moment, just like that. Quicker than that, we can come back in. It's a movement of allowing, surrendering, and then we're in the ground of our being. And it colours our world so differently in our experience. If we come in, and once you've got these tools, you'll notice great suffering happens the moment we come back into duality. We're mincemeat in duality. Yeah? Because once we come onto the higher octave of awareness and we start dabbling back into that emotional body, it's really sticky because we've already, by the divine essence, been given these tools to keep us out of there. And if we're not exercising, how can we be teaching others to exercise? Or want the planet to transcend into being peace, beyond peace?
I'm constantly searching and looking for that awareness. And in my path I see that it's always like this.
Yeah.
And if I look around me, it's always also like this.
Yeah. It's only like this because draw the line in the sand and pray that you remain in awareness. It's only like that because you've got 1 foot in the door of the 5 elements and 1 here, and sometimes you put 2 feet in there. Yeah? And there will be a time when you exercise coming out of the 5 elements and coming here that you'll find that you'll have bigger windows in awareness. And this will actually start to smooth. At first you have to be diligent and exercise it. And some days, 100 times, that's what it is. And it's your own spirit that's testing those waters. The world is not what it appears to be. Yeah? Yeah? There's been, even though it doesn't have the appearance, there's been, we could see the collective consciousness, the raising of humanity, collective consciousness has just been going up and up. And there's actually been jumps Yeah? Yeah? Yeah. And you know, I know some very, very amazing spiritual beings that you look at them and you go, really? Yeah? They're high up in corporate worlds, you know, even in defence, they're scattered. But, you know, like the funny thing is often they don't show their colleagues up until now that they're actually a practicing Buddhist, yeah? Or they're a Queen's Counsel, and, you know, or a judge, and they're actually Buddhists. There's many Buddhists through high positions, and they certainly don't share it with their colleagues up until now, yeah? Yeah. And now on the planet there is more people tasting awakening than ever before on a whole of humanity. Everywhere you go. And what appears that people aren't spiritual, everybody is spiritual, because the simplicity, they are spirit contained in a physical body, not bound. If we start going out of here and looking at somebody thinking, assuming they're not spiritual, we're going to get a sting from the universe. Yeah? If we see the divine in each being, it'll bypass even their mind and their spirit will come out. You'll see it in their eyes, just like that. And they don't even know why they're attracted to you, but have to keep looking at you and wonder, what's that about? Yeah? We all have the capability. And the cleaner we are in our own energy, the bigger the capability. The more we exercise coming out of our emotional body, being responsible for our emotions, the more we exercise coming consciously from the movement of mind into awareness, the bigger our capability naturally is. If we look for our capability, yeah, if we look for spaciousness, even if we look for awakening, it's gonna be a long way home. Yeah? Let all that go. Just be responsible for what you're meeting. Be honest with what you're meeting. Pray, come home, come in, remain in awareness. We know when we're on that edge. We know when we're putting our feet in and out into duality. We know when we're running a racket. We know when our ego's in play and we're walking down the street. Yeah? Humbled presence.
There's not the energy that suppresses that, right?
No.
Okay.
No, it's only our own presence that gives us our own tests. The supreme being, the supreme body of conscious intelligence has better things to do, like nothing. Yeah? Yeah. Our own soul knows exactly what we need in any given moment. Precisely. In every given moment. First point of call, come into awareness. Surrender deeper and deeper into awareness. You'll be delightfully surprised that you will have big windows of going, wow. And then the mind and these bumps will actually be the smaller window. Not tasting awareness and divine essence. It will naturally unfold. Push and you push it further, the road longer. You're taking a detour. Unpleasant or pleasant as it may be, it's still a detour. We have the capacity to come straight home. So come straight home. Meet whatever's rising in that moment. That's all we're responsible for, is to meet whatever is rising in that moment. And sometimes we're out in the midst of other energies. We can't exactly meet it deeply. We're aware of it. We're meeting it the best we can. Go home. sit and bring it up again and meet it. Maturely, honestly, with courage. Courage that comes through humbled prayer. You're never going to get the courage to bring yourself home through the mind or the emotional body. You will get energy through the emotional body to help you come back, to drop. If you allow it, the moment you allow it, embrace it, and bring it to the sacred heart, that's fuel. Yeah? The courage comes from the divine within you. It's there for you to tap into. You're not tapping into something you aren't. It is already in you. Yeah? It's beautiful. It's really clever design. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
We always want to know something.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point, Winston, because we do always want to know. And that's the mind talking, because presence just knows.
Yeah.
And when the divine knowing comes, it just comes. It's absolute, we know. And it's nothing to do with the mind going, wants to know. Regardless of the mind going, I want to know about this, when the presence comes through, it's absolute. And in that example in itself, it's enough to let the mind be. Knowing when knowing comes, it comes. Yeah? We can go drop ourselves like vibration, sensation, feeling, knowing. So when we were talking about this yesterday, when the knowing and the mind is really close, we can drop back what's the feeling, and we can come underneath the knowing. Now if the emotional body's activated, again we come back. What's the sensation underneath the feeling? If our body's activated, that won't work either. Come back. What's the vibration? When the divine touches, the moment you get a divine touch, it's a vibration right through the body. Everyone knows that vibration. It can be subtle and it can be so in your face. We have the capacity to work it. That's through the energy of pure experience, yeah? We also have the capacity to utilise the mind and inquire, which is what is underneath that. First word, catch it. Don't go into the story. One word. Doesn't matter if it's butterflies. What, you know, you might even want to think, I don't know what butterflies mean. Doesn't matter. It's just a chain of events, a string of pearls to string it all together. What's underneath butterflies? Oh, freedom. Oh, okay. What's underneath freedom? Isness, space. Yeah? So you just bring yourself, keep going and keep going. With inquiry, be efficient. Don't stop until you're home. Have that warrior spirit. Don't stop until you're home. If you line up with that attitude, that strength, that presence, then you're going to go very quickly. If you're waffy, your mind's going to grab hold of it, and it's like you're going to leave yourself landing in one of the emotional bodies, and it's going to be very unsatisfying because you haven't come all the way. The mind and the emotional body in the 5 elements has the capacity to corrupt any practice. Yeah? Yeah? So, you know, there's a maturity. Come on board to that maturity. Pray for that maturity. Being real with your spirituality is not faint-hearted. It's not always being sweet, cream, peaches. It is like, hey, you know, and you have to put that firm line in the sand. Yeah, especially when you meet your patterns. Rather than going round and round and round, put the firm line in. Ask yourself to catch it. And waves are beautiful. You know, waves come along like this. Then they have a natural motion. Ask to catch it when it's just building. Yeah? Hear, feel, see as it's building. Any wave that comes to take us out or to test the waters, we get a sense of it well before it rises right up. And if we're only noticing it then, I guarantee you're ignoring it for a long time. And we all know that, ignoring. And then next minute something's full blown. No right or wrong, we're just playing with energy. Yet it's a lot kinder to catch that as that wave's building. You know, and then when you get the hang of that, it's like, oh, space. And then you've done your whatever you're meant to meet in that day, and the rest is heaven on earth. It's here. Delightful, delightful play on this planet is our birthright. Be kind to yourself. Really kind. Our own energy, kindness to ourselves is such a soft caress that nobody else can do that for us. No one. And it's a caress that we're all thirsty for. All of us. Strong yearning. Strong. Yet we misplace this and put it outside of ourselves. And doesn't matter how much external caress we get. Sometimes as we look deep inside, there's just, it's sort of like flashes of energy that will present. Yeah? And often when we get intimately deeper and deeper, there's like this shyness. And it's really important energy because it's just testing the waters. Is it safe to come out here? Because it's our most precious, precious energy.